Welcome to Permission to Be Human, the podcast. I'm your host, Mel Findlater, mother, coach, and curator of Permission to Be Human, the company and community. If you're a mom, know a mom, or want to be a mom, and you crave getting out in the world to make a difference, then you're in the right place. This is a space for moms like you to connect with yourself, your purpose, and your big, audacious dreams. Because when you feel your best, you can better you, your family, and the wider world. Let's do this. Hello, my lovely Permission to Be Human, the podcast listeners. I am so excited to chat today about a topic that I just can't stop thinking about. It is courage. And I've been thinking about the fact that courage is often thought about as the opposite of fear, right? It's like, I'm scared of something. No, I'm actually courageous. And so I started looking into this a little bit more, and I've started really doing the research of what research and work is already done out there on courage. And here's the thing. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is the presence of fear and going out and doing it anyways, right? And I think this is a really important distinction to make. And, you're probably not surprised by anything I just said. However, while you might know that kind of logically in your mind, we have been trained for so long and our bodies have adapted for so long to run away from fear and to wait and to say, okay, I have this big audacious dream, or I really want to do this thing, or I really want to, whatever it might be, big or small. The scarier it is for us, the more we say, oh, we better wait. Wait until we have more information. Wait until my kids are older. Wait until I have more time. Wait until I feel ready. And here's the thing, you're never going to feel ready unless you build up that courage muscle in your brain, right? We need to train our brains to realize that we can, in fact, do the hard things. So when it comes to your big audacious dreams, as we often speak about on this podcast, stepping into the biggest of the dream might be a little bit too far, right? It might be like, okay, this is, that's too much, Mel. I don't know. I just can't just go do it right now. Okay, so what can you go and do? What's the tiniest, smallest action that you can take now, either related or unrelated, to your big audacious dream that will start to train your brain and start to help you realize that you can do the hard things? So I want you to think of one little thing. It might feel big, but something really tangible that you could go in action that you're feeling a little worried about right now. Worry's showing up. It's hanging around. Fear is hanging around saying, hey, nope, you're not quite ready for this. I want you to think of one thing that you are scared of. Just take a moment right now. Not only are you scared, I don't mean like you're scared of spiders. I mean something that you're scared of that also kind of excites you. Like, oh, I wish I could. If only I was like them. See, once you've thought of that thing, I want you to go and do it. And here's the thing, it's way easier to do this if you have someone else. So find a friend, go pick someone, a family member, and go out and challenge yourself. A few years back, I had quit a part-time job and was really stepping into the entrepreneurship thing. And really, it was terrifying. I had no idea exactly what I was going to be doing. And I knew at that time that I needed to convince myself and teach myself and train myself to know that it's okay not to know and that I can handle the hard things that come my way. And so I did something called an O challenge, right? Oh, Schlippers challenge, we'll call it. And every single day I did something that scared me. I made a little list and I just went out and did the things. And some of them were silly. Some of them were like, a challenge and it's like, why? But, I did no technology for a day. That was actually probably the hardest one. I tried new food. I tried kimchi. Don't like it, by the way. Just little things. These were tiny little things. They're not things I'm going to run the other way from, but they're things that, make my heart flutter a little bit. Sometimes in excitement, also with fear or worry or concern. So I'm curious if you can come up with a list of, say, 5 things right now that, are new things that you could go and try and do, and that will bring about that feeling of like heart is pounding. Maybe we're sweating a little bit, and go and do it. Last night I went to a sound healing therapy session, and I guess it wasn't therapy, but it was very therapeutic, put it that way, a sound healing session. And I brought a friend. I said, hey, I want to go try this. Do you want to come? And do you know what bringing that friend does for me, and I think does for everyone really, is it got me out the door. I couldn't back out. I had accountability. Someone else was showing up. She was game as well. It was new for her, and it was great. It was a really lovely session. And I'm not sure if I would have brought myself to doing it by myself. So bring a friend, right? Or a family member or whoever. My husband and I are talking about doing this for us. Like, what new things can we try together in the next year? My family and I are talking about doing our own little courage crew. And like, what can we do as a family that is new and a little bit scary and both exciting for all of us? So this is my challenge to you. Accept that courage means you have fear. Courage is the act of doing something alongside the fear. Fear is there for a reason. It's trying to keep you safe. Just like bring it along for the ride. It's totally cool. But just, say, hey, fear, you can come with me. I'm going to show you that this is going to be okay, even though it's scary, right? And we can train ourselves to be able to have these conversations with fear, whether we directly talk like that or whether we're just literally saying, okay, we're going, let's do this. So I challenge you to think of 5 things that you get that kind of, what word would you use? Excited? Like terrified and excited all at the same time to go and do. Go try something new this week. Go do something that scares you just a little bit. And bring some along if you need to. If you feel that desire, go find someone to go with. But don't let not finding that person stop you. Just go try something else then that isn't quite as scary, but maybe, scary enough to get that brain moving, to get that courage muscle building, because you are incredible. You are a mother, and that is one of the most courageous things you can do each and every single day. And that big audacious dream that's hiding inside of you, I can't wait till it comes out. And it will come out when you start to build your courage muscle. So that's it for today. Please go live your courageous lives, and we'll see you next time. When you have that dream or that idea and you hold it really tight and you don't really want to share it with anyone until you have it just right, until you are absolutely assured that it is exactly what you want it to be. But you also know deep down inside that it is unlikely to get perfect. It is unlikely to get to exactly where you want it to be unless you share it with others. It's when we share it with other people that we get the energy and the momentum. It is when we get feedback. It is when we start to iterate. We need to get it out of our bodies and into the world in some sort of way. And talking to someone who will cheer you on is exactly the first step. That is it, folks. This has been Mel Findlater on Permission to Be Human, the podcast. And I am so glad that you have joined us here today, and hope that you have taken away some tidbits that will help you go away, connect with your big, audacious dream, and make that massive impact in the world that you are dying to make. If you liked today's episode, please, please, please like it, share it. Think of one person
that you think would also like it and send it on over to them. Let's get this out there and more moms feeling like themselves, inspired, dreaming big, and out there being them. Please do head on over to find me on Facebook with Permission to Be Human, or Instagram, or you can even pop me an email and say hello at permissiontobehumanalways@gmail.com. Say hello and let me know that you listened. What did you like about it? I would love to hear. If you didn't like it, I don't really want to know. Just kidding. You can share that if you want. I would love to know, however, who you are. Let's connect. Let's find out what you want more of. I want to hear from you, and I want to make it what would be useful to you. As always, remember that you have permission to dream big, permission to feel big, and permission to be you. You have complete and full permission to be human. For real, you do.